The buzz around the iPhone 17 series is building fast, and even though we're still months away from the official unveiling, leaks and rumors are pointing toward an exciting and possibly controversial shift in Apple's iPhone strategy. At Technology Review, we've gone deep into the leaks, early prototypes, and behind-the-scenes whispers to bring you this exclusive first-look breakdown. First up, let's talk about the design evolution. Apple is reportedly planning something radical with the new iPhone 17 Air, a thinner-than-ever device that could reshape what we expect from mobile form factors. Imagine a phone so slim that it makes your current iPhone feel bulky by comparison. This ultra-thin design is part of Apple's ongoing obsession with elegance and minimalism, but it might come with some trade-offs. The thin revolution with a catch? The iPhone 17 Air is likely to be Apple's most compact and lightweight phone to date, possibly even thinner than a USB-C port. While the aesthetics are sure to win over design lovers and influencers, early reports suggest that Apple has had to make some compromises to get there. Battery life may be the first casualty. Based on internal testing leaks, only around 60 to 70% of users will be able to get through a full day on a single charge with the Air. For context, that number sits around 80 to 90% for the standard iPhone 17 and the Pro models. This means the iPhone 17 Air could be more of a lifestyle device, perfect for casual or aesthetic users, but not a power user's dream. In typical Apple fashion, the company might offer a MagSafe-style battery attachment to make up for the reduced internal capacity. Whether that's a helpful solution or just a sneaky upsell remains to be seen. It's not the first time Apple has introduced an issue only to sell you the fix. Screen shake-up, the 120 Hz drama. Now, let's talk about the display tech. Initially, it was rumored that both the standard iPhone 17 and the new Air variant would feature ProMotion, Apple's 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate that adjusts based on your activity. That tech made its debut on the iPhone 13 Pro and was widely praised for smoother performance and better battery optimization. However, according to fresh leaks, Apple may pull back on that promise. Instead of adaptive refresh rates, the iPhone 17 and 17 Air could just get static 120 Hz LTPS panels. That's still an upgrade from the 60 Hz screens on the iPhone 16 series. But without ProMotion, there could be increased battery drain, especially on the iPhone 17 Air, which is already working with limited power. It seems Apple is keeping its best display features, like ProMotion, for the Pro and Pro Max tiers, possibly to encourage more users to spend up. Sound and cameras, less is less. Thinning the phone means some features need to be scaled back. According to multiple reports and hands-on leaks from dummy units, the iPhone 17 Air will feature a single rear camera instead of the now standard dual setup, downgrade to mono speakers, dropping the stereo sound that's been standard on iPhones for years. That's a significant change, especially when you consider the cost. Price tag expectations. Speaking of cost, early estimates suggest that the iPhone 17 Air could start north of $900, and that's before accessories like the battery case. Apple has a history of charging more for design innovation, even when functionality is reduced, and it looks like that trend may continue. Add tariffs and potential production costs, and you're likely looking at a premium-priced phone with mid-range compromises. Apple's new release strategy. Here's where things get even more interesting. Apple is rumored to be changing its entire iPhone launch cadence starting next year. Instead of dropping all iPhones in the fall, Apple may shift to a two-season release strategy. Spring, budget, and mid-tier models like the iPhone 18 and 18e. Fall, premium phones including the iPhone 18 Pro, 18 Air, and possibly Apple's first foldable iPhone. This shift could dramatically change how consumers plan upgrades and how Apple positions each model. If it happens, the iPhone 17 Air might be the last thin iPhone of the current era, making it a collector's item or a cautionary tale. Naming conventions and iOS confusion. A subtle but significant change may be on the horizon for how Apple names its software and hardware. There are whispers that Apple is considering renaming iOS using calendar years, like iOS 26 instead of iOS 20. It's a move that would align more closely with companies like Samsung, which already uses this system for its Galaxy software. But this opens up a strange scenario. What happens when you have an iPhone 18 running iOS 26? Confusing, right? Apple might eventually have to rethink its hardware naming system as well. Instead of Pro Max, we could see terms like Ultra become standard, just like on the Apple Watch, M-series chips, and future CarPlay. The potential shift from iPhone numbering to name-based branding, think iPhone Air, iPhone Ultra, or just iPhone, could help clean up the confusion. It would bring the iPhone line closer to MacBooks and iPads, where the focus is more on capabilities than generation numbers. The bigger picture. The iPhone 17 Air is shaping up to be Apple's boldest experiment in years. It's a phone that prioritizes design over durability, style over specs, and minimalism over maximum performance. Whether this pays off or flops will depend on how Apple frames the story this fall, and how willing users are to live with its compromises. Is thinner really better? Can a gorgeous phone with a weaker battery and fewer features succeed in a market driven by power, performance, and longevity? What you should watch out for. Over the next few months, keep an eye on battery test leaks comparing iPhone 17 Air with iPhone 17 Pro, dummy model reviews, and hands-on previews from credible sources, news about Apple's accessory lineup, particularly battery packs, any hints from iOS beta releases that confirm or debunk the promotion refresh rate rumors, trademark filings or marketing materials that might hint at a naming convention change. If Apple goes through with all these rumored changes, we could be looking at a historic iPhone release, not just because of what's being introduced, but because of what's being left out. At Technology Review, we'll be tracking every leak, dummy model, and FCC filing until the final keynote. Be sure to subscribe for updates, hands-on coverage, and brutally honest reviews once the iPhone 17 series hits the shelves.